Blake Lively fears profound mental health issues are at risk of being leaked amid Justin Baldoni legal drama. We have got to talk about this. So I came across this article yesterday, and it's a couple articles about this, and it's just almost unbelievable that her lawyer would file this. I don't understand why he would put this out there. It's just very bizarre. There's a lot of things that he could have talked about, but to reveal that your client has profound mental health issues is very alarming because we all have mental health things. We all go through things, or maybe have some things that are going on with us. So I'm not making fun of that. I'm not in any way denigrating that. But for your own attorney to say that they are profound, something about that is very bizarre, and it's making me want to dig deeper into what is really going on with her. Is Blake Lively diagnosed with something that could actually affect this case and actually explain why she's the way she is? And when I say mental health, we're not talking about like, something that is really serious. I believe this is probably related to personality disorders. A lot of people have pointed out that Blake Lively, there's a lot of experts that are reading it. And of course, no one can give a diagnosis, but it looks as though she's a narcissist, like an actual diagnosed narcissist. Again, I don't have anything, concrete about that, but it's the same way we would see with Amber Heard and how everyone could see what was wrong with her. But then when the therapist, the psychologist, was brought in to testify about Amber Heard, who actually, I guess, did an evaluation of her. And she went on and talked about not only being a narcissist, but actually having histrionic personality disorder. There was a whole array of things. And then once you looked at the actual symptoms of it and you compared it to Amber Heard's behavior, it was like shocking to see how much her behavior lined up with this. And now let me just say this. Having a mental health disorder does not excuse you in any way from what you're doing. And in fact, I personally believe that Ryan Reynolds is not only a narcissist, but I believe he is a psychopath. Now, a psychopath, a sociopath, those aren't actual diagnoses. It's part of the dark triad, cluster B, but it's all falls under antisocial personality disorder. Okay, so being antisocial, but as the common person may, know it as, is being a psychopath or a sociopath. Now, I do not believe Blake Lively is that, but again, you can clearly see, in my opinion, the narcissism at bare minimum that's going on with her. But let's get more into this. As like I said, a lawyer wouldn't just put this out here unless it was really, really damaging. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are moving to protect their text messages and sensitive data amid their legal battle with Justin Baldoni. The couple has filed a request to keep their texts with high-profile people confidential, citing concerns that Baldoni's camp may leak them to the press. You know what's crazy? They want to keep conversations and things private, but they wanted to get 2 years of every text message that he's ever sent, any conversation he's had, even with his wife, even with, the doctor. They wanted all of his information, but now they're moving to protect theirs. And most people believe that they're talking about the high profile person they're trying to protect is Blake Lively. I mean, not Blake Lively, Taylor Swift. But I don't think it's just Taylor Swift, guys. They're connected to a lot of people, and especially Ryan Reynolds. I think we will see some very scary, dark, perverted, gross things, and it will just set Hollywood on fire. I think there are a ton of actors and agents and celebrities and producers. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's side chicks on Ryan's side, side dudes. He talks about how him and Hugh Jackman are married. Basically, they are a couple in a marriage. A lot of people believe that he is, how you doing? And that is something that I believe as well. They've talked about how Taylor Swift being in these lavender relationships, that most of the guys she's been with seem to be a little on the twink side, a little bit, how you doing? Bi or gay or whatever. And that they're just beards. A lot of Taylor Swift's fandom believes that she likes women. Like, this is a huge thing that I did not know about until I got into this case. But a lot of them believe that she is, that all of her boyfriends are just beards. And you see that with Travis Kelsey, where he's only dated like thicker black girls and it was all in the black community. And then suddenly it just switched up overnight and he's with Taylor Swift in a very PR staged relationship, in my opinion. But let's continue. However, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, has hit back at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, calling their proposal unnecessary. Look at what in the world? Lively and Reynolds want their conversations kept private as their ongoing court battle with Baldoni wages on. At a hearing in Manhattan federal court on Thursday, attorney Meryl Conant Gavrnsky said that the couple wants a protective order put in place before they divulge conversations with high-profile people about Lively's time on It Ends With Us, as they fear Baldoni could leak them to the press, per Rolling Stone. He's going to leak it to the press when you actually ran to the New York Times with all of these, in my opinion and most people's opinion, fake claims, false Me Too claims. Not even showing the full the full text message chain. Like, it's just, hypocrisy is just astounding. The lawyer explained in court that such texts would have high PR value, whether or not they're relevant to the fact of the case. There is a significant chance of irreparable harm if marginal conversations with high-profile individuals with no relevance to the case were to fall into the wrong hands, Gavrnsky said. There are 100 million reasons for these parties to leak information because the PR value is greater than complying with the court's orders, the attorney said. According to the news outlet, Lively's attorneys, I cannot look at that ad. According to the news outlets, Lively's attorneys went further to urge Judge Louis Lyman to place an extra layer of security known as an attorney's eyes only category, for which texts and as well as information on the parties' mental health and security measures they've taken amid the feud. Like, wouldn't a lot of this, they want attorney's eyes only, so he can't know what's going on in his own case. He can't see what's going on, how it relates to things. I just find this asinine, the thought that this would even be approved, but we will see. Gavrnsky stressed that such a designation be placed on information that included speaking about children, profound mental health issues, or locations of private residences or home. So they basically, okay, like, we don't need to talk about your kids. We don't need to talk about where your residences are, but it actually relates to what happened with the whole Taylor Swift coming to their apartment in New York and all of that. So that actually is relevant. And profound mental health issues can be relevant. We saw that again in Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, that her mental health issues came to the forefront. And a lot of these things could actually explain, if she's diagnosed with something, then it explains that this is a pattern of behavior that she has. We saw, I reported on it first, Anna Kendrick on the red carpet yesterday when she was asked what it was like working with Blake Lively again. And she says, oh, and she tries to like rush off like, oh, like, people have a problem with Blake Lively. She is a problem everywhere she goes. And so a lot of times these profound mental health issues will explain that pattern of why so many people do not like her. However, when Lyman asked Gavrnsky, if she was implying that Baldoni's lawyers posed a risk to Lively and Reynolds' security, the lawyer said no. However, Gavrnsky noted that Baldoni's co-defendants include people whose entire living is based on providing information to the press and content creators. What? Are you talking about the PR person that is included as a on his side? When you also have your entire, was it Leslie Sloan and her entire PR firm is being sued on your side? Like it makes no sense. I don't know how they expect to win anything with these arguments. But again, we have seen crazy things happen in these courts, and it doesn't always go the way we as people can see, like how justice should come out. It's happened over and over again. Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Freeman, has hit back at the power couple's request, saying it was unnecessary and offensive that anyone would suggest that we would disregard a protective order. Freeman added that Lively and Reynolds' plan would unjustly treat celebrity people and people who are powerful in the industry differently from others. Right. Why do celebrities get special treatment? You don't care about regular people's text messages. How come it's just these powerful celebrities? Why would the law protect them special above the rest of us? None of us would get this type of special treatment. So how is that? How is that fair? Why would that make any sense? He also explained that a so-called model protective order that has been submitted to the court to bar the leaking of sensitive information in the case already provides sufficient protection. My clients have the right to defend themselves. They have a right to transparency, he told the court per the New York Post, adding that his proposed setup is not meant to be abusing Lively. She is just a permanent victim. Judge Lyman didn't immediately pass his ruling, saying he'll give his view soon. However, he warned that since the case has garnered public interest, there is a presumption of public access to federal courthouses. Lyman added that the existing terms of the proposed protective order would already bar third parties from leaking sensitive information to the press, adding that any such leakers could be held in contempt of court, thereby risking a fine or even jail time. This comes after Lyman suggested on Tuesday that he may dismiss the New York Times as a defendant in Baldoni's lawsuit against Lively, which that it's a whole nother thing I got to get into about the New York Times case being dismissed, which is, oh my gosh. But it doesn't block them from refiling. They may, like, once you get more information, more discovery, they can actually, Justin Baldoni could actually refile his lawsuit. Okay. It just may be initially with what he knew, the information that was given, the evidence that he had, that when it was filed, the New York Times had enough to fight back against that. But again, we'll get into that another time. He subsequently followed up with a $400 million, blah, 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 lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. However, Judge Lyman said the New York Times February 28th motion to be excused from the case offered a substantial grounds for dismissal and a strong showing that its motion to dismiss is likely to succeed on its merits. Guys, like, even if it's dismissed, it doesn't mean that they still will not be sued, that they can't be refiled. The recent court hearing comes after Lively's subpoena requesting access to more than 2 years of the director's calls and text data was denied by Judge Lyman. Lively had asked for the documents concerning ingoing and outgoing calls and text messages within the time period of December 1st, 2022 to the present. But now she wants privacy for her high-profile friends and all of her profound mental health issues. However, Lyman ruled in Baldoni's favor, saying that the Lively's request could lead to releasing sensitive information linked to doctors and psychologists and communications with people who aren't related to their case. The judge also questioned Lively's reason for requesting call and text data from 2 years before Baldoni's alleged 2024 smear campaign against her began. Lively mainly argues that the subpoenas will help to identify the larger network of individuals who perpetrated a negative media campaign against her, Judge Lyman said per the Daily Mail. He continued, but according to Lively's complaint, this negative campaign did not begin until approximately August 2024. It is therefore unclear how communications to and from Wayfarer parties in 2022 and 2023 would reveal individuals who participated in the campaign. Guys, and you know, I wanted to, I'll just show this really quickly, but this was another, oh, that's not the one. That's another thing I got to get into. Why Blake Lively may finally be regretting her It Ends With Us lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Now, this gets into her profound mental health issues and how she's just digging her own grave. Like the more she does, the more she doesn't even do. It's just, as we just pull up receipts of her and Ryan, we get to see over and over how these things are coming to the forefront, and everything is just piling on to them. I don't see how they win this case. Crazier things have happened, but I think once we get discovery, once they're deposed, it is game over, lights out, and this is going to be, I mean, I think Hollywood is trembling right now with the things that could be exposed. But with that, guys, make sure you subscribe because I have been away for 2 weeks and usually they turn off notifications. Whether you're watching this on X or you're watching this on YouTube or any other platform, make sure you subscribe because you're not going to miss any other news I have. And I will see you guys on the next one.